The Brotherhood sat around a battered oak table in their dimly lit locker room. The only item on the table was a plain box. "We have a week until War Games," the Rev began, his tone calm but commanding. "I want everything to be perfect by then. No mistakes." He shifted his gaze to two of his comrades. "Brother Ray, Brother Vindicator." With a gesture, Raven leaned forward and carefully opened the box. Inside, layers of protective wrapping surrounded something. She peeled it back to reveal two gleaming tag team title belts. The room fell silent as the belts caught the faint light. "For you," the Rev said with a nod. "Defend them well." Ray and Vindicator exchanged a glance, then rose to accept the belts. "Thank you, Rev," they said in unison, their voices filled with pride. The Rev allowed a faint smile before his expression darkened. "Now, on to War Games. If everything goes as planned, we'll emerge victorious." His voice dropped, carrying an edge of caution. "However, the past has a way of haunting us." "The Wyatt Six?" Raven asked, her brow furrowing. "Unfortunately, yes." The Rev's jaw tightened. "I've dealt with them before, but somehow they survived." "What if they change their plans?" Raven asked. "What if they try to derail us?" "Uncle Howdy is one to keep his word," the Rev replied, his voice cold. "If he knows what's good for him, that is." Raven's eyes shifted to the corner of the room, where a bag sat slumped against the wall. Something round and bulky pushed against the fabric, creating an ominous shape. "What's that?" she asked, pointing. "What's what?" Ray followed her gaze. He approached the bag, hesitant. Slowly, he pulled it open. The room seemed to chill as he revealed its contents. A familiar, weathered lantern. "The lantern of Bray Wyatt," Ray murmured, lifting it cautiously. "What is that doing in our locker room?" Ray asked, turning to the Rev, who stiffened. "What's going on?" The Rev snapped, his eyes narrowing as Ray brought the lantern to him. He took one look at it, and his expression turned icy. "Get that thing out of my sight!" the Rev barked, his voice colder than before. He rubbed his temples as though warding off a memory. "Why now?" "Why does it have to be now?" Raven frowned. "You think it's a message?" The Reverend didn't answer immediately. Instead, he muttered, "That woman, Mankind. Does she have anything to do with this?" "Mankind?" Raven asked. "What makes you think it could be her?" The Rev shrugged, his shoulders tense. "She's always in my way, always stalling my work, the work I've dedicated my life to." "Don't let some peace-loving worm get into your head," Raven said, trying to calm him. "If anything, this is the Wyatt Six playing their twisted games. She doesn't strike me as that type of person." "I don't trust her," the Rev said flatly. "Brother," Raven interjected, "worry about her after War Games. Have you seen Ares?" The Rev shook his head. "He's either up on Olympus or feeding information to the Wyatt Six." Before Raven could respond, a shadow fell over the room. She turned to see Roman Reigns standing in the doorway, his presence as imposing as ever, his eyes locked on the tag team belts in Ray and Vindicator's hands. "I don't recall either of you being tag team champions," Roman said, his voice dripping with disdain. Ray stiffened, clutching his belt tighter. Roman sneered. "Let me guess. You bought them those belts, didn't you, Rev?" "Just like everything else in your life. It's handed to you, and if you can't have it..." He stepped closer, his voice dropping to a growl. "Someone ends up dead so you can climb the ladder to the top." The Rev chuckled, unfazed. "Roman, don't be so harsh," he said with a sly smile. "I'm only doing what's right." "You think this is right? Killing my cousin Jimmy, was that right? What about the dead wrestlers?" Rev didn't respond. "Yo ass should have been locked up years ago," he said as he turned to leave. "I want to be the one to do it."